Hello, I'm Karen Parry, Manager of Information Services here at the library and manager of the library's Just for the Health of It initiative. I'm joined here today by Dr. Michael Nissenblatt, medical oncologist. Welcome, doctor.
Thank you.
And he's here to talk about a very exciting and unique program that will be happening on Wednesday, April 10th from 7 to 8:30 called From Here to Eternity, How to Die of Old Age. What a unique title. Welcome, doctor, and would you tell us a little bit about this very exciting program and how it will help our residents?
Aging is something that is on everybody's mind. Whether we are aware of it or not, we are thinking how long we are going to live. I like to promise my patients that they're all going to reach 100, and I wish that were true. But it's always on everybody's mind whether they have a cancer or don't have a cancer. So what is aging? Aging is a process, a natural process. Not an illness, not a disease, but it's a natural process in which a person who is fit and healthy transforms into a person who is unfit and unhealthy. And along the way of life, we accumulate those conditions that cause that. Things that you know and I know and our viewers know. Things like diabetes, heart disease, congestive heart failure, cancer that's so close to my heart, things such as neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's disease. These are the things that people accumulate along the way, and they occur with aging. So what can we do about it is going to be the ultimate theme of this project that we're going to present. Aging is a major issue in the United States. If you think about what was the life expectancy in the late 1700s in this country, it was 35. We presume that some people died of gun wounds then, maybe a lot. But in 1900, the average age of expectancy was only 51 years. And in 1950, it finally hit 68, a little above what we now know to be Medicare, which took place 16 years later. By 1985, life expectancy was 74, and by 2000, 78. Right now, we're about 80 for men and 82 for women. The whole population is aging. In 1940, there were 7% of Americans were older than 65. In 1970, it was 13%. Do you know that now nearly 1 out of 5 Americans are older than 65? And so we can expect those conditions that they accumulate along the way to be hitting us. And it's hitting us in our health pocket, and it's hitting us and all the physicians in the care that we wish to provide to people. Well, one of the things we're going to talk about is, does everybody age? Do all animals age? It's an important question. We normally think if you have a pet, that a pet ages, dog years, 7 human years to 1 dog year. We all see our pets age, become less vigorous, become less active. Is that a finding of old age in a dog? Of course. What about other animals? Well, for example, large mammals are animals that are close to our heart. The elephant, the African elephant. Do you know the African elephant has an average age of 120 years of a life expectancy? The animal starts to reproduce at the age of 30, but does not stop reproducing until the age of 90, the age of Sarah in the Old Testament. Can you imagine? We've discovered that elephants have a particular gene, a unique gene that is in abundance that prevents cancer. Not a single elephant has had cancer. Humans have the same gene. And in us, that gene also prevents cancer if it's in the right amount. But if it's too much, it speeds up aging. We would like people to reach an older age, not to call them elderly, we want to call them welderly. People who are vivacious, people who are virile, people who are very active in their lives. The elephant tells us that they survive and reproduce beyond any other mammal in terms of their age. If you go somewhat west, that is west of South America, to an island owned by Ecuador, you will find on the island of Pinta, one of the islands of the Galapagos, of Darwin fame, that there was the famous Galapagos turtles, the tortoises There are 3 species, or at least were 3 species. This was the last living species that existed, and that was Lonesome George. Lonesome George ultimately died just a few years ago at the age of 110. They studied his genes, and they found that he had a number of genes that were responsible for genomic instability, responsible for epigenetics, for nutrient transfer, telomerase, and senescence. And those are the same genes that are responsible for aging and also for preventing cancer. There's a very close correlation between cancer and aging, and we seek to learn more about this during our talk. We're going to talk about ways to overcome aging. What's one of the most common things that we hear about is dementia. Do you know that dementia can be combated not just by diet or supplements or medications that can have side effects, but we've now learned, Wendy Suzuki, who's a neuroscientist at NYU, has found that there is actually a way of creating proteins that regenerate the brain. Exercise, simple exercise. She has found that by exercising humans and animals, the muscles become an organ that secrete proteins. They emanate proteins that stimulate brain growth. And what part of the brain grows? The part of the brain that grows is the part that's responsible for memory. A protein called double cortin and brain-derived neural factors grow rapidly with simple exercise. I realize that many people can't exercise because of their heart, because of other problems that they might have had with their orthopedics. But everybody can do more than they're doing. I just saw a person yesterday who had major surgery on her hip, could not do lower limb activities, but they're doing exercises with their trunk, with their upper limbs. When they all can do more than we think we can do. Yes, we can diet. Yes, there are certain nutritional and vitamin supplements that might be valuable, and we're going to talk about those. And yes, we can do exercises. That's a very important activity. We can combat and reverse the senescent effects of aging and retain youth into our older ages and become ourselves among the welderly. This is an organization for education, to rejuvenate our brains, to bring knowledge to our community. Join me, join Mrs. Perry, and join all the other people who are going to enjoy this experience.
Thank you so much, Doctor. And I encourage all of our residents to come out. That's Wednesday, April 10th from 7 to 8:30 for this wonderful program being sponsored by the Cancer Support Community Central New Jersey and Regional Cancer Care Associates Central Jersey Division. Thank you, Doctor, and we look forward to April 10th.